Sure, sure.
All right. Good evening, everybody. Good evening once again, wherever you are joining us from. Appreciate you, appreciate your presence. And like I urge you to invite your friends around you to also witness what is going to be happening here today. And without wasting much of our time, first of all, I'm going to share you with a quick story, which I believe have the capacity to help you. The reason being that the environment we are into right now is full of surprises. And when I say surprises, you just have to be on track. This thing I'm about to share with us right now was what helped me. It was one of the things that changed my life. And I'm telling you the honest truth. Like, I'm going to be sharing a story tonight, which have the capacity to change your mentality, and not just only your mentality, but to change your life as well. You see, here, we don't just come up here to tell you things. We actually tell you things that we have done, experience that we have, result that is speaking for itself. When it comes to money, we have really made money in this particular space. So when we share stories of how we started or how we began, there are so many sides to it. And those sides, sometimes based on time, we might not cover everything at the same time. But today, I'm going to be helping you with one thing. I call it a trick in crypto space. The business we do revolve around the crypto space, the crypto market. And I can tell you that a lot of people lose out in this particular space because they don't understand how to stick to it or how to win in this particular market. There is a saying that says, right? There is a saying that says that weak hands are shaken out of market. When you hear such a saying, those saying is not for people like us. It's for people who don't understand where they stand. And more especially, those who don't have knowledge of what they're doing. Let me tell you something. The primary motivation for everybody is to make money. But unfortunately, most of us focus on making money and we forget the most important thing. And tonight, I'm going to help you understand one thing. You see, when I picked interest in crypto markets, that was as a result of, our boss. I randomly saw one of his adverts online. When I came into his platform, which I believe so many of us came in contact with him, maybe in this nature or maybe something similar. And I started to listen to what he was saying. He started to teach us about crypto and every other thing. And that was when I understood that my mindset towards crypto market was entirely wrong. You see, in 2021, I made an attempt. Listen to me, because I know many people are in this situation today. A lot. There's what we call success syndrome. When it's about time for things to change, that is when somehow you can't understand what is happening and you are out of this space. You don't just know what just really happened. You can't lay hands whether some might have reasons, maybe because of the money they lost in the space of crypto market or whatever, but somehow something just happened and you're no longer there. And have you noticed, all of a sudden, you start to hear stories of people making progress. All of a sudden, you start to hear stories of people creating wealth. All of a sudden, you start to see results of people. That was my story, 2021. You see, in 2020, a friend of mine talked to me about crypto. I didn't know. That was my first time hearing about crypto, to be honest. And when this guy talked to me about crypto, I didn't know what it was. So do you know what? I just gave him some money. I said, buy this token and let me say, buy this token for me. So I didn't know there was something like Binance. I didn't know there was something like Bybit, all these centralized exchanges. I didn't know there was anything like decentralized exchanges because I didn't have in-depth knowledge about it. I didn't have much information about it. But you know, I was willing to take step. Why did I take that step? My motivation was money. The guy told me, he said, look at how this thing is doing. In so time, this thing can grow like this. and how I bought some. But you know one thing? I never for one day inquire or even try to know more about this particular space. So I was living on illusion that I have an asset. In fact, at a point, I even forgot that I have those coins until after 2021. I didn't even know there was anything like bull run. And you know, to my greatest shocking, I randomly, somehow, carelessly found a book where I wrote down both the tokens and also, let's say, what is it called? And the seed phrase of that particular wallet. Do you know? I started to check the list of what I bought in 2020 because the bull run of 2021 was so extreme, which you know a lot of people made money through Shiba Inu and so many other things. Listen, I now decided that was when I started to hear more about it because people start to talk about crypto, and I remembered that somebody helped me to buy some token some time ago, and that was how I found that particular book. But you know one thing? When I found the book, I checked the list of what I have, the coins I bought in that book that time. It was almost, to be honest, no exaggeration, it was about up to $400,000. If I could convert everything the way it was, the value of those coins, as of that time, it was up to $400,000. I'm telling you this before God and man. I just feel like I have to share this because a lot of people, there is a reason why I'm sharing this story. Just follow me carefully. Listen. And I started to try to impute the seed phrase and every other thing. And lo and behold, that was when I found out that that particular wallet where I kept my tokens was hacked. At this point, I can't tell whether if it is the person that helped me to purchase it, because after then, he never talked to me about it again. So why? Because I was ignorant of what I was doing. And do you know one thing? I considered it one of my loss. It pained me for some time. I gathered a group of people who knew about crypto. When I found out in my house, we were trying to get this thing right. We tried everything we can. There is no way to have access to that particular wallet anymore. In fact, in one of, I think that was MetaMask or what, we were able to log in with the wallet, but everything was zero at the end of the day. And you know, that happened to affect my mindset. And instead of learning on the process, do you know one thing? I went missing. I said, no, this particular space is scam. Nothing you fit tell me. How did I bought a coin and all of a sudden I lost them? I didn't know what happened. I was completely novice. I didn't know until I came in contact few years more with our boss, Coach Gideon, in 2024. And that was when I slide into his DM. My first professional training. I call it professional training because he is a professional in this space. Pay attention. I started to listen to him. I started to listen to his teachings. At first, I saw what I call selflessness. Somebody who wants to empty his cup for others to benefit from. I saw how passionate he was teaching. I saw, like, I come into a group, I see people complaining, this and that, all that, and I said, no, this can't be. And I took that particular information seriously. I said, this time around, coming in this particular place where I was not asked to pay a dime, I'm going to take the information differently. You see, why I'm sharing this story is this. We are no longer living in the past, but there is a cycle, there is a season we are into. And in this season, a lot of things happen, and it happened mostly to some people who are not willing to understand what is happening in this particular space. I'm telling you the honest truth. And that is what? About yesterday, last week, BTC went from where it was to almost $2,000, you know, and today is at $76,000. Do you know what I call this? I call it breakthrough in preparation. I call it a moment of making the highest money we have ever seen in this particular space. And you know, my prayer right now is let it keep going down. I'm going to show you how this particular story is connected to what we do. Everything about crypto is designed in such a way that if you understand the game and you are among those who understand the game really, you would definitely make much more money than every other person. That's why you see that mostly a lot of people sell their token when market goes down. They are literally discouraged because they don't understand how the environment works. If you are listening to the sound of my voice, the reason I'm sounding in this nature is so you understand that there are different angles to this. When we talk about making money, when we call figures, we're not just calling these figures to entice you or to make you feel, oh, these people are making money. Oh, these people want me to join. For real, here, what we give you free is something that if you decide to turn it into a course, to start teaching others about what we know, to be honest, we will make crazy money about them, from them. But we do it free of charge. You see, I followed our coach, understood what he's doing, and followed him. There is what we call dedication in learning. At that period of time, he didn't know who I was. I was just a random student who just came into the group from just nowhere. Mostly of the time, I sent him text messages, I sent him WhatsApp messages. Because of the volume of messages he's receiving, he's not even seeing mine. Do you know what happened? I learned what he does, what he teaches, and I started to teach others. I started to practice. I started to do things. I started to go through different routes using the information he has dished out already. I started to explore, and before you know what is happening, I started to figure things out. And from there, I started to help others solve their problems and every other thing. And before you know what is happening, he noticed me. But beyond that is the result we create on the process. At one of the training, when he allowed me to do my first training, he said, I want to see what you have done. I want to see your earning. Since you claim you have understood this thing that I have been teaching so well. And you know one thing, lo and behold, he saw my profit. He never believed it. I was the first person was able to break a record by making over $10,000 in less than 30 days. I did it. A lot of us here who are mostly our old members saw these things happening before their very eyes. And you know, we have the same opportunity coming to us today. What I'm telling you is this. When things are not going the way you plan it or the way you want it, especially in this particular space, no, it's not a time to give up. It's not a time to be frustrated. I'm saying this for those of us who may think that you have learned something about crypto. You know crypto now. Maybe you just lose $100 or maybe your $1,000 trying to do one thing or trying to make money. I don't know. There are so many reasons why people can lose money in crypto space. That one is there. It's normal. But I'm telling you, when such a thing happens, or when you seem like you're not figuring out what is going on, you just calm down and start to learn. Or maybe unlearn what you think you know. The game here is mostly psychology than you think is just making money. And if you understand it, which is what exactly we are trying to teach you, you will make massive progress. You see, over the time, we have done a lot of things. We have made money in this particular space. And we continue to. Why? The money in crypto space is not for one person. It is not a particular person that brought the money. It is liquidity gathered from all over the world. And if you have the capacity and the knowledge to get the money, you can take as much money as possible. So today, there's what we call liquidity provision. Liquidity provision is something I describe to be the game changer. It has always been there, but the truth of the matter is that most people never knew them. One thing I did when I got to know about how powerful liquidity provision is was extensive research. And when I did that research, I start to learn things on the process. Do you know? I want to be in charge of my games. And that was how I started to build myself. And before you know what is happening, boom, the results start to happen again. See, nothing is by chance, but we are here to communicate with you. If by any means you have this understanding, I tell you, you will definitely go far. You see, when it comes to liquidity provision, it is very, very easy to do. And I'm going to be sharing my screen very soon. But before I share my screen, I want to give you one example. You see, for the sake of those who maybe this is your first time in joining us in a training like this, there are different things we teach on a live training like this. There are different advice so that you don't have what we call success syndrome. You don't have that opportunity whereby you start to explain it to people around you that, hey, it is when I am no longer interested in this particular business. That was when my friend is making money. I saw testimonies. We have mentored people. We have seen people coming back with results. We have seen people see. And that is just how it is. You can't be smarter than the market, but you can also deceive the market as well if you have the knowledge. And that is exactly why we say stay. Just stay there and observe things. Learn. Learn anything you can learn on the process. And I'm telling you, once you improve in your knowledge, you will definitely do exploit. You see, liquidity providers earn so much money. Why? Because it is a fresh market. When I say a fresh market, the market cannot run dry because every blessed day, there are massive
I think your network is breaking, Empire. I don't know if you can hear me. I want to be sure if it's not my network. But if you guys can still hear him, can you spin the love emoji, please? But if you can't hear him, can you spin the fire emoji? If you cannot hear him, spin the fire emoji. Meaning you cannot hear him. Spin the fire. Or the clapping emoji if you can't hear him. Okay. I think a couple of persons cannot hear you. Empire, if you can hear me, just let me know. Your network is bad. You can see a lot of clapping emoji down the screen, meaning that a lot of persons obviously can't hear you. You can try changing your internet provider, service provider, or all right, guys. So while we wait for him to come back.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you now, please.
I lost my network. Please, I'm sorry for that. Okay. So we are kickstarting. We are just pushing up right away. All right. So now, liquidity providers earn money by simply the activities of traders. Listen, there's what we call residual activities. You see, when anything goes residual, it's most of the time that you are not actively involved in it. That is just it. So in that case, you discover that liquidity providers earn what we call transaction fees. Like it or not, if you decide to buy any coin right now, let's say you are swapping any token. Let me just share my screen once. Let me just share my screen so we can run, because Let me share my screen. All right. All right. Can you see my screen now? Can you see my screen?
Go ahead, we can.
All right. All right. Thank you very much. All right. So now, when you look at my screen, these are pairs. What we call pairs is a token that is matched with each other. Two tokens, two different tokens make one pair. Now, when you look at this, you can see this is World Cup. Now, one thing you should understand is that this market is about trend. It's about trend. So they find a way to keep the market in a trending mood. And that is why when you discover a business model that is also trending, you become, there's what we call godfathers in a space. I don't know how many places you have gone and you are hearing teaching about liquidity provision. So when you hear something that you are not familiar with in the first place, what do? You just calm down and start to observe and learn on the process until you get better, that before others will get to know about it, you have already made a lot of money on the process and you can even be an authority in this space. So when you look at this place, you can see this is World Cup. Of course, you know, World Cup is about to come. If I click on this World Cup right now, you can see World Cup / sold. This is called a pair. So in liquidity provision space, there's what we call a pool. You must create a pool where people can now come and provide liquidity. So this is a place where an individual can have his or her money, and you just, all you need to do is just convert some of that particular money into these pairs, and you provide liquidity on them, and you make it more available in the market. So what you are doing is like you are a market maker. Market makers, they are the ones who are making the market to run. Without liquidity, there is no market in the first place. Because liquidity is solely value. So now, when you create this particular value, it is very, very important you understand something here. When you create this value, when these buyers and sellers are coming in, buying or selling, you are earning what we call transaction fees. For those of us who may not understand how powerful transaction fees can be accumulated, let me just show you something here. All right, just quickly, before I now go into the main deal, you will understand that transaction fees runs in billions that people generate in pools like this. So there is a way here. There is so much money to be made here. About a few days ago or last week, you see that there were some days where fees generated here. This is what is going on in a particular platform called Metura. This is a place where, you know, liquidities, like they are the one who, it's just like Binance or Bybit or BitGet, that you can go there and you trade some of these coins and every other thing. So here you can come here, provide liquidity on manual levels and every other thing. But look at this. Fees generated in this particular space totals about $1.82 billion under 24 hours. Now, let me ask you a question. Does this not communicate the potential in this particular market? To me, I believe it does. And let me tell you something. When I saw the capacity, that was when I decided that whatever it takes, I'm going to take my share out of this whole thing. And do you know what? Majority of the people I knew were doing what we call manual LPing. Now, in this manual LPing, it takes process. Listen, meaning that you have to research about some of these pairs. You have to create a pool for yourself, or probably provide liquidity in another person's pool, right? And in all these things, it takes stress. It takes technicalities and every other thing. And while you are provided liquidity, you must check the volumes, the TVL, and every other thing. And while you want to provide this liquidity, what you are going to do is that you are going to convert your stable coin into any of these particular pair. You see now, right? Just look at this. You're going to convert your USDT or USDC into World Cup, meaning that you are going to buy World Cup with that money. And you're also going to do it on Solana, and you provide liquidity. Now, doing it manually, once you are done with the liquidity provision and you want to take out that particular money, what are you going to do? You are going to manually convert it back to your stable coin. Are you seeing it? So maybe in a day, you can do like 1 or maybe 2, or probably maybe more if you are that dedicated and you are not doing anything apart from you want to provide liquidity. So there is money to be made, but doing it in a manual way is somehow stressful and time consuming. And that is why we have a revolution in our generation in nature of an automated system called Dexify. Dexify is a tool. Let me show you something. So you see what we talk about when we talk about innovations. This is innovation at its peak. Now, Dexify is an automated system that was solely dedicated to help an individual provide liquidity on autopilot. Meaning that what could have taken you maybe 30 minutes or 1 hour to provide, you can do it in 15 seconds. Now, tell me how money is being made in 21st century. It's about making complex things simple. And that is exactly what Dexify is doing. Dexify is simply a tool, the first robot that can help you provide liquidity on automation. Meaning that all those complex things, now look at this. If I click on Discover, what do? If I click on Discover, it will load and show me different pairs, just like you see it on Desk Screener, on Metura, and every other thing. The same thing that is there. You will see Dexify, pick a trend in that particular aspect as well. Of course, let me reload this so that, all right. So I'm waiting for it to load. Okay. So Dexify helps you to provide liquidity. Do you know the beautiful part of this? Is that Dexify does this while you are just independent. Now, there is one of the fears about getting involved in any online marketing or any online businesses, and that is as a result of scammers. Now, how do you know a business that is legit and a business that is a scam? We have had many people prospect us in different online businesses, and at the end of the day, we will tell them to their face that this business is just to rob Peter to pay Paul. But in Dexify, listen, look at this. You have a business that is decentralized in nature. Dexify is not an investment platform. It is simply an automated system, a tool that helps you to provide liquidity in desk screeners or any top LP platform, and it helps you secure profit at best in AI formation. And that is why Dexify allows you to hold your capital in your hand through what we call a decentralized wallet. So at first, all you need to do in order to use Dexify is simply download it. How do you download it? You can either get a link from a friend or a loved one, or probably you saw an advert anywhere and you come into the space, you will see a link on how to download and register on Dexify. So what you need to do is once you have registered, you need to do what? You need to connect your wallet. You need to connect your wallet. I'm going to show you how to create a position, how to LP, and you will see how easy it is. But first thing first, you have to do what? You have to connect your wallet. How do you connect your wallet to Dexify? It's very simple. If I click on this place or more, it will come up like this. You will see strategies, you will see assets, you will see wallet, you will see profit, you will see store, you will see academy, you will see affiliate. All right, you will see affiliate. So now you will see settings. You just click on wallet. So if you click on wallet, it will come in this particular place. It will bring you to this particular place. All right, and when you come here, you can see manage wallet. So if you have not connected your wallet, I believe if you come to that place, you will see how to connect, link your wallet, and it's very, very easy. All right. So if I click on this manage wallet, for example, let's say I want to unlink this particular wallet. I have my wallet here already. If I click on unlink this particular wallet right now, it will remove the wallet that is here now, and I will connect another wallet. Now, for some of us who may want to connect our wallet, we recommend Jupiter. Jupiter is one of the biggest decentralized exchange on Solana network. So you can take advantage of this particular Jupiter. You can also use what we call Souffle. All right, you can use Souffle, you can use Phantom. All right, but for me, I use Jupiter, and Jupiter is also very credible and very easy to use and very much accessible. So you can use Jupiter and connect your wallet. Now, if you want to connect your wallet with Jupiter, sometimes when you try to do it from here and maybe you have some challenges, what you need to do is you go to your Jupiter. So you go to your Jupiter and you come to this place. Let me just show you something. All right. You come to this place. Of course, you will see this place. You see search button and you see something like the Metura sign and every other thing at the last. The Metura sign at the last, you just click on it. Once you click on it, you come to this place where you see home, right? Where you see home on top. Let me show you something. Here, you can now type app.dexify, and from here you will log in to your wallet, to your Dexify app, and from there you will see an option on how to connect Dexify. For some of our iPhone users, all right, because iPhone and Wahala is just 5 and 6. Based on that, if you connect your wallet on iPhone and it's giving you some kind of challenges, all you need to do is just access the app from Jupiter. All right, just when you come here, you follow Jupiter browser, web browser, and use your robot and do your LP activities, and it will work perfectly fine. These are for iPhone users and every other thing, but for Android users, it's very much easy, and you can just do anything you want and however you want to do it. All right. So once you have connected your wallet, you needed one thing. That thing is very, very what I call the fuel that runs the show. All right, the fuel that runs the show. In any system, or let me say anything that have the capacity to run on cloud, there are some certain algorithms and also APIs attached to it. And these APIs are configured in a certain manner, whereby there is always a subscription on that. But of course, the company has already taken care of that. But because of that, there's what we call a gas fee. A gas fee is something that enables you or allows you to use Dexify as a tool to provide liquidity in liquidity provision space. Why? Because with the features and the integrations and every other thing, it has been built in such a way that it takes away all the human effort and makes everything easy for you. So right now, I'll just click on more. I'll just click on more, and you come to this place. There is you see store. This is a place where you see where you see different D protocols. Now, Dexify uses what we call D protocol. D protocol is like a gas All you need is to buy the gas. Once you have gotten a gas at your capacity, you can provide liquidity while your fund sits in your wallet. In this your wallet, nobody has control over it. That's why we say that the business is far more secure than anything you can think of. The former thing we did before, we always use all these centralized exchanges like Binance, Bybit, and every other thing, which you know is centralized. Like people own it. They can decide if you have $100 million there, they can decide to maybe any problem happens or whatever, stories can enter it. But in the centralized wallet, just like Jupiter, Soflay, Phantom, and every other thing, your fund is in your hand because you are the one in charge of the seed phrase. Dexify does not have access to your seed phrase. The only thing you connect to it is just an opportunity to use your capital, a fraction of your capital you dedicated to provide liquidity for you. And only on that command. Only on that command. So once you have purchased your D protocol, you are eligible to provide liquidity and you make money as you like in this particular space. And the good news about it is that there is so much money to be made. So now, when you come to this place, you can see D protocol 1, which is $105. You can see D protocol 2, which is $575. Now, listen, in these particular packages, there are privilege of access to different bots you can use. Each and every one of these particular thing has its own, like, has a higher advantages, but you can start from anywhere. And I'm going to be explaining it to you. If you have D protocol 1, which is the $105, you have access to manual LP, which is basic bot access, meaning that if you have your capital in your wallet manually, which I'm going to show you how to do that, very easy, you can use manual way to provide liquidity consistently. All right, while you have your D Pro, you can use that to start providing liquidity and start making money. To maybe you decide to go for a higher package and every other thing, you can do that. Then if you have tier 2, you have access to what we call copy LP. Now let me tell you something. There are thousands of people doing copy LP, which you can copy their wallet in the space, and as they are making money, you are making money as well. All right, and that is the benefit about the tier 2. Then you also have access to all the other manual robots, and I think automated robot as well. All right, on this particular level too. Then if you have D protocol 3, which is the tier 3, it is very, very innovative. You have access to autonomous mode. Autonomy is powerful. Hey, hey, autonomy bot. I'm going to explain these things to you. So you see, the higher it goes, the easier liquidity provision becomes. Because let me tell you, we want to maximize time and also maximize income at the same time. And of course, you can do the one of tier 4, you can do the one of tier 5, you can do the one of tier 6. And each and every one of them has its own advantages to the access it gives you to the market space. All right. So then, now, once you have gotten your D protocol, you are qualified to provide liquidity. And you can hit the buttons as I'm going to be explaining to you, and you are good to go. Now, listen, if you want to buy your D protocol, there are a few things you need to do. If you notice this place, you see account balance 00 and others, right? When you send your USDT, listen, when you want to buy any of this particular D protocol, you use only USDT, not USDC. So in USDT, you send it through Solana address. Now, there are so many addresses here, but what we usually tell our users is don't make some unnecessary mistakes. If you copy an address like Solana address, Sol, you will see Sol address. We did not say you should send Solana there. No, you send the USDT to Solana address, meaning that in that your withdrawal place, wherever you are withdrawing the money from, you make sure you also select Solana network there. All right. Then if you use TRC20, make sure you are going to select TRC20 there. But make sure whatever you send to Dexify must be USDT to avoid confusion, please. All right. Very, very important. Then once you have sent your money will appear here. This is not where your available, let's say the money in your wallet shows. No, there's nothing concerned. Your money in your wallet shows only on the wallet session. Here is your asset, meaning that any money you send here, you send that money on a purpose to buy the protocols, not for LP. You don't keep the capital to LP in Dexify. Dexify does not collect money for LP. Dexify simply have access in this particular through API to help you provide liquidity by a certain amount of money you allocate to it from your wallet. It doesn't have command over your funds in your wallet. So whatever money you see that appears here, it means you want to use this money and purchase any of this package. And once you have sent the money, you just click on this package and you purchase your package successfully and you are eligible to provide liquidity. All right. So, and I'm going to proceed to the next one, which is how you create positions, how you use this particular robot. Once you have gotten your D protocol and you have also, let's say, you have also, let me just refresh. You have gotten your D protocol and you have a capital. Somebody might be asking, how much do I need to LP? How much capital can I have before I can provide liquidity? Is a very important question. And that is why I told you that even liquidity provision is far much more capital conducive than even trading itself. Why? You can provide liquidity with as little as $10. You can provide liquidity as little as $15. You can provide liquidity as little as $20. You can provide liquidity with $1,000, $100, $200, any amount from $10. Meaning that once you're able to get your D protocol, you can use small amount of money and start generating fees for yourself, accumulating profit for yourself, and over time, you can start to do big things. These are for some persons that have small capital. Then if you have the big capital, then what are you waiting for? You can also do big things here as well. And do you know one thing? We have a mentorship on where we guide you on how to provide liquidity on a professional level. Are we together? So I'm going to brace it quickly. All you need to do, once you have gotten the D protocol, you make sure, very important, before I forget, you make sure that you request to join our private mentorships. And in these mentorships, there are challenges we are running there right now, which I believe is going to be at its peak. Of course, we are putting a lot of things together to help individuals achieve that in this particular. The money is there in the space. You just need strategy. You just need to understand exactly how to use these tools, and definitely you will make a lot of money. So once you have bought your D protocol, you make sure you get access to this group where you'll be getting exclusive videos on how to provide liquidity on autopilot using Dexify. You will also use what is it called? You will also see guides on how to take profit and different other things. And of course, you have access to live mentorship where we coach you on how you can take advantage of even other aspect of crypto as well. Because here we believe in knowledge. Here we believe in all that education and understanding. All right. So here you can use the manual. I'll just show you briefly. Then in our private mentorship, in our private groups, you will access details on how you can provide liquidity using different strategies. All right. So, and we also have live trainings on Fridays, is it on Wednesdays and Friday or thereabouts, right? So where we mentor you live session on how you can take advantage of this particular space as well. So if I click on, let's say I click on souls now, because of time, all right, because of time, we're already up to time already, but I'm going to brace it quickly. You can, on our personal trainings, we are going to go in details on how to choose between LP score, between stable volume fees, and also APR and every other thing. But here, let me just click on this. If I want to provide liquidity on this, it's very, very easy. And what do? I'll just come here and I will choose strategy. Of course, you can see there are so many strategies you can use to provide liquidity depending on the bin range. Now, in our mentorship session, that's a place where we tell the difference between 69 bin range, 35 bin range, 20 bin range, 12 bin range, 6 bin range, and you can see how you can, use different of these strategies to position yourself and make a lot of money, because knowledge is key. All right. So, but we won't have that time to go in depth in this aspect. So you can choose any strategy. Let's say I choose, for example, I choose trend up, for example, and I will just say use trend up. I'll just click on this. Now I want to show you how easy it is to use. I'll just impute, let's say I want to use $10. I'll just impute $10 here. All right. So when I put $10 here, just for example, I'll just come back and I will determine my reward target. Reward target means it's like take profit. All right. You see it's on 10. I can decide to remove it and put 5, or I'll put 4. Right. And once I'm done, I'll just click on review position. And when I click review position, it will bring me to this interface where it tells me create position. And once I hit create position, boom, it will go into the market and provide liquidity with this $10 on this particular pair that I just selected. And once the fees are being accumulated, I'm seeing it. All right. So, and that is how simple it is. All right. So let's touch another side, which is the autonomous position. Now, on this particular part, autonomy is magical. How magical it is. It is its simplicity and its ability to help you make money even when you are sleeping. That is the idea of autonomous. All right. Why? Because all you need to do is to give it a command, put amount of money you want this bot to use and enter the market for you, and choose how many position. You can see it, amount per position. You can choose mass position, which is how many position. And of course, in our inner group mentorship, we are going to be detailing it on how you can take advantage of these things. All right. So now, once you're done, you set up your reward target. And once you're done, you just come here and on it. Boom. And once you on it, if I click on, you will see autonomy bot scan now. And it will scan the market, provide liquidity on about a particular number of pairs that you want it to provide liquidity on. And from there, you will just make your money. And once they close in profit, it will activate again. It will provide liquidity again on another pair. It will scan the market and provide liquidity again. Let me tell you something. In such innovation, is so mind-blowing that if you see the level at which it deploys capital into this particular space and how it makes these conversions, you will be amazed at the level of innovation that is this. And all you need to do is to understand clear different strategies. Of course, you can see you can use auto, which is AI peak best. You can use Fortress, Steady, Build, Flow, Surge, Biz. You can use Bliss. You can use HFL tight, HFL regular, HFL wide, trend up, quantum curve, and swing flip. And let me tell you something. On autonomy bots, you choose a strategy on its own and provides liquidity on them. All right. And all you need to do is to count your profits. And that's how beautiful it is. All right. That's how beautiful it is. Of course, in this particular place, I hope you have that there's what we call the V2. All right. The V2 is currently being prepared to the best of its ability. And that is to help each and every of our users make progress. Now, if you're not yet in V1, if you have not bought your D protocol in V1, I fear you might not have access to the V2. It is not possible, I think. So make sure that you have your D protocol in V1, and I can tell you can access V2 once it is ready to use on free of charge mode. I'm telling you. And you will provide liquidity and make a lot of money. All right. So at this point, I'll be inviting back my boss to round up this meeting or close this meeting for us. And I believe you got value. But more importantly, learn, understand, improve yourself. And I can tell you, you will definitely make massive progress. And of course, don't miss our private mentorships, our private training. If you're not yet in this particular group, make sure you are added to these private sessions or private groups and participate and make a lot of money for yourself. All right. Thank you very much. May God bless each and every one of you for coming around today. But more importantly, let's hear from our coach, Boss Gideon, if he have something for us tonight before we are done with this.
Amazing section. If you actually enjoyed that session, can I see you spin the love emoji? Let's do that. Spin that love emoji right now. It was a powerful session. Amazing. See a lot of persons spinning the love emoji. Yeah. Wonderful. All right. I want to let us know that by the special grace of God, we are going to be having another section tomorrow. It's going to be a general class again tomorrow, and it's going to be more powerful, more detailed. We are bringing something to you guys tomorrow, and it's going to be crazy. Like what I mean crazy. Now, the thing I tell people that you can't think about making money in this era without thinking about AI. AI is taking over the world, and some of us are using the AI prompt the wrong way. We'll teach you something more powerful tomorrow. I want you to be there by 9 p.m. tomorrow. Join us and get to hear something different from what you've been hearing before, and get to learn something that will literally put funds in your table. If you've not got started with Dexify, go right now and sign up with Dexify and start using it to start making money for yourself. See you guys tomorrow night, same time by 9 p.m. Same Zoom link. Save the Zoom link and join us tomorrow by 9 p.m. See you guys.